Good morning and
welcome to Monday. Oh, it's not even Monday. That was legit. I don't even know what I was saying.
What?
I was trying to complete your sentence halfway through my sentence. Wow, you guys. Sergeant just farted. Look, he just fires in. That's not going to work.
Well,
what we meant to say was happy Wednesday.
Yeah, and good morning and welcome to the show.
And welcome to the show. Welcome to Wednesday.
Good thing you didn't say good evening.
Good evening and welcome to Friday. People on a podcast might be like, oh, yeah, okay, they probably did this on a Friday. People watching live are like, they've lost their minds.
Okay, but speaking about live, this is not connected to Clubhouse now, is it?
No, but we're not ready.
We're not?
No, just scrambling.
Okay.
No, it's okay. I lost the hilarious thing I was probably going to say.
People on podcasts, Friday, Monday, blah, blah, blah.
No, that's all right. You guys have figured out by now that we've already lost our minds, and you still watch anyways, so here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. And today we are talking about work-life balance.
This thing called balance in general. Let's define the word.
I already
balance.
looked it up. Balance is an even distribution of weight enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady.
Okay, now I want you to find the definition for the word greatness.
For greatness?
Mm-hmm.
Greatness. The quality of being great. Always with the word of the definition in the definition, in the description. What? Greatness. To be great. Thank you. So helpful. Distinguished or... I don't know what that word says.
I like this one. Greatness is a concept of a state of superiority affecting a person or an object in a particular place or area. Greatness can also be attributed to individuals who possess a natural ability to be better than all others. Yes,
Ooh.
Queen.
That doesn't mean that if you don't have a natural ability, it can't be achieved. It can't be learned. It can't be developed.
We all have the ability to be great. It's the truth. Now, you have to want to be great. But here's the thing with the word want. There is a difference on the scale of want between it would be nice if it just fell on my lap versus I'm gonna do whatever it takes in order to get there. So now,
it would be nice versus I'm going to get it.
Yeah, it would be nice if I was to receive it. So now, here's the thing. In order for something to fall on your lap, you have to go get it. You have to chase after it. It's not just going to, just like with dating, right? Like, your wife, your girlfriend, your whatever... now maybe you can you chase by swiping, but it's still a chase. It's a virtual chase.
You still have to put yourself out there. You have to exert energy. You have to use effort. So, in achieving greatness, is there such thing as work-life balance?
No. There is such a thing as, and I remember this, Scooter Braun said it at the GrowthCon last year. Anybody who achieved something great in life didn't achieve it because they practiced balance. Because if we go back to the definition of balance,
I like the second one better for this concept.
Yeah.
It says a condition which different elements are equal or in the correct proportions. Okay.
So let's say, I want you, as I'm giving my own example, I want you to apply it to your own life. Okay? So you guys, if you don't know about our mission by now, we will repeat it once again, because we are on a mission to transform the lives of millions through the same movement, nutrition, lifestyle, and financial habits that have transformed ours. Okay? It's a really big cause. Now, in order for us to accomplish it, we have to be living demonstrations of the word greatness. And by the way, not just ourselves, but as we keep on growing, our entire team needs to be too. Because we're only as strong as our weakest link. And that's the truth. Okay? So, if you want to be the greatest at something, and you want to practice this thing called a condition in which elements are equal, are equal in the correct proportions, then there's no way in hell that will ever be accomplished.
Think about a teeter-totter.
Yeah.
If you're balanced on a teeter-totter,
it's a great analogy.
Where are you going?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Nah. Teeter-totter not meant to go nowhere. It's meant to do this. Da-da-da-da-da. I mean, you can still move and be balanced. But let's talk about this other word, if we may.
Which one?
Called harmony. Balance or harmony. And you know what? This is for you to choose. If you want work-life balance, for one, imagine if you literally balanced everything you do in equal proportions. Imagine if you split up the 24 hours that you have in a day. You slept the same amount of time that you spent with your family, the same amount of time that you worked, the same amount of time you did chores, the same amount of time you did your hobbies, the same amount of time you watch TV. Imagine, like, you're literally going to be doing everything for like 1 hour. Because let's be honest, you got 24 things you got to do. Right? So, legit, there is no such thing.
I'd get fired.
But harmony probably is a better word. What is the definition of harmony? The combination of simultaneously, that's music. Okay, yeah, we need to find a different one. An arrangement. That's also not it.
More definitions.
More definitions. Agreement or concord. Maybe there's even a better word than harmony. But I think about music, and think about like the balance, or the balance. I use that word. Think about like not one instrument. Synchronicity. Not one instrument plays all the time. Not every instrument plays in equal amounts. But in order to make the song beautiful, each instrument has its time and has its place. And sometimes the flutes are playing more than the percussion. Sometimes the saxophone is rocking out Kenny G, and everybody else gets to shut the fuck up. Solo. But in order to create beautiful music with your life, you can't play every instrument equally. Everything has its time and its place.
Yeah.
And if you want greatness, you got to sacrifice some of the other things that are maybe important to you to get the thing you're on a mission to get. Right? So it's this like ebb and flow, and things are, transitioning and evolving constantly, and you have to be able to go with the flow and be very clear on what it is that you want, so that you can actually move forward with the actions that are going to get you there. And that means that a lot of times there's not going to be a balance. You're going to be doing more of the thing or the things, the actions that you need to be doing in order to get what you're on a mission to get. And that's okay. That's okay. It's all good. You get to choose what things you do in life, and you get to choose the degree in which you do them, and how much time you spend doing them, and how much effort, and how much energy, and how much money you put into them. You get to choose. I love this topic because you know how many times we've been told so many times, like, you work too hard, you work so much. But let me ask you, like, think about the people who play just as much as they work. Do they get to play to the amount that they really want to play or would like to play, or it would be nice to play? I want to play on a yacht. That would be awesome. But there's certain things that I need to do in order to get that thing. And it's not going to be balanced for a period of time.
Yeah. So let's use weight loss as an analogy.
Okay, let's.
I find it comical when, for one, I hear the excuse, you don't understand, Sarit, I love to eat food. I'm like, and?
Me
Keep
too.
going.
Me too.
We all love to eat food. Or how somebody says that they want to drop a significant amount of weight, but then they're seeking this thing called balance with regards to how they're treating their body. Like, oh, I want to have a six-pack, but I only want to work out like 3 times per week.
And I want to eat donuts twice a week.
Yeah, or you know, I want to achieve this thing, but you know, like I gotta have ice cream every single night. Dude, you're being delusional.
Hold on, I do want to say in that though, like there's a period of time depending on where you're starting at with weight loss to where that is acceptable. But depending on
I
how
wouldn't say
you
it's
progress,
acceptable. It's a matter of you can get away with more shit.
which means it's been accepted. Okay. So, and I only reason I want to say that is because the last thing I want is for everybody to think now, oh shit, I got to go cold turkey, no sugar ever, because this also runs you into the ground. So it's the harmony. It's the harmony. What is the harmony for where I'm at right now? Okay. Sorry.
For sure. But it's always, you can't go cold turkey if you haven't gone cold turkey, because physiologically your body will ask for it again. Mm-hmm. So you're moving forward in a direction. So let's say if you're used to eating ice cream every night and you want to drop a significant amount of weight, the truth is that you can't eat ice cream every night. But if right now you eat an entire tub every night, then, you know, like we'll start with a progression that will lead you towards. So it's always about building a threshold, right? Or like somebody who, let's say, you know, wants to drop a significant amount of weight or have some kind of like aspirational fitness goal. Let's say they haven't worked out for the entire 2020 and they're just getting started. You know, let's say you're doing the TKC. You know, by day 10, you're probably sore as shit. But, you know, the reality is that after the TKC is over, whether you choose to go to the raw transformation or not, you know, for one, you got to keep up with a higher frequency. You can't just go back to either no working out or like, oh, I'm just going to work out like 3 times per week. Mm-hmm. It doesn't go that way. Like anything great that you want to achieve, you have to push harder then, but you also have to understand that the training component that will get you there takes time. And that's what nobody wants to understand. So let's say, for example, Whole30. Whole30 is great. The problem with Whole30 is that people haven't trained their mind to execute Whole30. So for one, most people don't follow through. For two, let's say if you did follow through because you practice this extreme level of what's the word that I'm looking for? Willpower. By day 31, you're back to your old ways. That's not the point. We don't train for 30 days to shit the bed for 330 days. We train in a way where the concept is to build up your tolerance and to build up your threshold so that you can make a better impact or create a bigger impact with regards to whatever it is that you're doing. Whether it's your workouts, you got to build up your frequency. You're not going to get fit as fuck by training 3 times a week. Hate to break it to you. You're not going to get healthy as fuck and lean as hell by, skipping 1 meal a day, eating 1 meal well, and then the other meal just treating yourself. No, that's 30%. So you can't be in the middle of the, how did you call this thing?
The teeter-totter?
Yeah, you can't be in the middle of the teeter-totter and expect greatness. And I think that's why so many people end up being disappointed. It's just like, dude, it's not about you being at the end of the teeter-totter for one day. It's about starting here and working your way up here so that once you get here, you can stay here. That's the only way you're going to achieve anything great in life. Now, if you want to achieve anything great, then you need to accept the fact that the word balance is not in alignment with whatever it is that you want to achieve. It's not. Why? Because to be great, you got to make sacrifices.
It's the willingness to sacrifice.
Yeah. You want to have a great body? Okay, you got to make sacrifices with regards to how you spend your time in the kitchen, how much time you spend in the kitchen, what meals are you eating.
The greater the sacrifice, the greater the reward.
Yeah. I want to be a great parent, so let me tell you something. Until we're at a point where we have some kind of a substantial passive income, I am not willing to be a parent. Why? Because when I become a parent, I want to be a great parent. And I want to be there when I need to be there for the child. And right now, I know that I'm in the office from 5 a.m. to like 7 p.m. every single day. And that will not make me a great parent. That's just me like having real talk.
But let's talk about balance versus harmony.
Yeah.
Currently, right now, our objective, like we look forward to, we're going to have babies. Yeah. Little E&S's. Mm-hmm.
Aww.
Okay? And for us to do that, to be the best parents we can be in our idea for ourselves, is to be there, and just the desire to want to see everything unfold. I want to watch the first steps. I wanted to say, Mama E first. I want to be there for each occasion. And in order to do that, we're not going to stress about money. We refuse. So we have to sacrifice now a lot of things that we would like to do. Yeah, no, our life isn't balanced, but we're very happy with it, so that we can create a financial situation to where we don't have to be in the office from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Right? So, and when we have the babies, guess what? The music's gonna change, right? We're gonna go from sax solo to drum solo. Our baby's gonna hit shit.
What do you mean from sax solo to drum solo?
Like the balance or lack of changes, right? It transforms. So when we have a baby, the focus becomes different. There's less time then spent on the grinding, even though we'll still work hard, but there's going to be more focus and transition then to raising a human being, right? So it's not balanced. It just shifts and flows.
Okay, I want to challenge you.
Okay.
I am not sure whether the focus will be different, but I can tell you that the approach will be different, because the focus on the mission will be the same, but at that point the approach is going to be different, because we're gonna have basically like a solidified team that we can rely on to do whatever needs to get done to move the ship forward while we are doing both. The focus is still the same. The focus is now channeled in different directions.
I think we're both right. There's still an intention to fulfill the mission, but our personal attention is going to go to different places. That's what I meant by focus. Our personal attention and actions are going to go to different places based off of what we're trying to accomplish, right? So, not that the mission changes or stops, but it's just that then we have more people helping contribute to the mission.
It gets magnified.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the word shift. Nothing in life is static. No goal is static. What you want today is not what you will want a year from now or 5 years from now or 10 years from now. We know that we're focused on the mission, but the approach to it is going to forever keep on evolving. And the same thing goes with your body. That's why for so many of you who are like, I think I need a tummy tuck, still got 50 pounds to lose, or I'm like, dude, how about you get to the next step and then figure it out when you get there. So the point is to stay focused on the goal and do everything that you can today to get one step closer. But your point is not to try to figure out right now how you're going to get over the next step, because you haven't gone to the next step yet.
Sacrifice. Are you?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't want to interrupt. I'm doing this thing where I'm working on getting better at not interrupting Sarit, unless it's extremely hilarious or extremely important. So, in order to get somewhere, in order to achieve something great, it requires sacrifice. So that's the topic of this is sacrifice means there is then a lack of balance. So you're not going to eat ice cream in the same quantity as you eat vegetables. It's not balanced. We're not going to be balanced. We're not going for balance. Thank you, Lauren. But, I said before, to the degree to which you sacrifice will be the degree of results that you get. Now, it's a staircase. So it starts probably with small sacrifice. But the more small sacrifices you make, the bigger impact it begins to make. And the more okay and good at you become making greater sacrifices with skillfully, I would say. So just because you're sacrificing something doesn't mean that everything else in your life has to go downhill. Again, harmony. How much time do I need to dedicate to something? How much energy, based off of where you want to go with that thing, should determine how much energy, effort, time, and money you put into it. So a lot of you have sacrificed money to join the Raw Transformation. For some of you, that sacrifice is greater than others.
Inner circle, UTA.
Our inner circle people. The sacrifice is greater. Ultimate Transformation Academy, the sacrifice is greater. Then you go and you put time into those things. You're sacrificing time. Time away from something else that you could be doing. And thank you, first of all, just for trusting us in our programs and services to give you the results that you're looking for. We're extremely grateful. And you're helping to contribute to the mission of changing the lives of millions through the same movement, nutrition, lifestyle, and financial habits have transformed ours.
Yeah.
So the degree in which you sacrifice will determine the degree of your results. Get uncomfortable.
So I made a note. You can go for it. Get down with it.
Let's see if it works.
So I made a note to transition based off of what you were saying, because you guys, knowing this community, this is something that you have to pay very close attention to. So many people so if you want to achieve greatness of any kind, you have to be willing to make sacrifices, but like we said, you have to do it in a sustainable way. And the only way for you to do that is to push through with intention. The problem with most people and why they end up cutting themselves short, though ideally they have the right intention, is that they are not pushing through with the right approach. So for example, going back to the ice cream thing. Okay, you want to have a badass body? Sorry, you can't eat ice cream every night. And don't you like start debating with me, but what if it's Halo Top? What if it's in Lion? It's a terrible habit. It's going to catch up to you sometime. You can probably get away with it for a little bit. However, that is not a discipline that's going to give you a badass body. It's the truth. So you have to be intentional with how you push through leading to that. Most people have no intention leading to that, so it's like them trying to race to the end of the tunnel being blind. So what ends up happening? You're going to step over a stone. We all will. But if you are like running at full speed with your eyes covered, your crash is going to be a lot more detrimental than, let's say, if you were able to see. So it's about you doing it in a way where you can practice getting back up as quickly as possible so that you can keep on pushing through. And by the way, you have to take the falling down elements into account with regards to that, because that's the only way where you're really going to learn the most powerful lessons. So most people just try to reach the end of the tunnel with like their eyes completely covered. So they don't know where they're going.
It's clarity.
They're just like throwing spaghetti at the wall, where it's like the GPS told you take north. You're like, I'm going to run south. Good for you.
Is that because you have a blindfold on and you don't know which direction you're going, or is that because you think you know better? It could be both. It could be both. You know, it's crazy to me how many people pay for coaching and then take their own approach anyways. Because they think that based off of the other things that they had done in the past that they had success in, probably short term, that those things are going to work again, so that they're searching for some kind of faster result. Ooh, I lost a lot of weight when I did keto. Yeah, but you also gained it back. So are you sure that's the way you should go again? When you literally just paid for a coach to tell you what you needed to do, you just don't believe it, or you aren't being coachable. If you pay for a coach, do what they say. If you pay for a personal trainer, don't think that you know. Why would you pay for something that you think you know better than? You can tell you what to do yourself for free. That doesn't cost you anything. So, some people will come into the program. I don't see it often in our program, which is amazing. But, I have seen and suspected, based off of some things that I've seen people say in the community that are getting coaching from us, ask questions that make me wonder, like, are you not taking the coaching, and are you thinking that your way is going to be a better way when your way has kept you stuck for however many years? So that's the concept of like running the opposite direction, even though you have the directions in front of your face. Being blindfolded is like lack of clarity.
Yeah. So you got to know what the intention is. You got to be clear on the intention, because achieving that greatness is going to take time. Okay? So you have to continuously strategize and do everything that you can to move towards your intention. That's not going to happen overnight, and you have to build a tolerance for it. That's both physiological and mental at the same time. Like somebody who just started working out does not in their mind or in their body have the physical capacity to work out 6 days per week. However, your, oh my gosh, Grant says it, your level of commitment will dictate your level of something.
Creativity.
Yeah, something like that. But
I'm thinking creativity follows commitment.
Creativity does follow
Commit first, and then you'll figure out how.
But, you know, the reality is that, you know, like, if you're just getting started, like, don't focus on what you moving forward along that teeter-totter is going to look like. Just focus on what do you have to do today in order to move forward in the direction that you want the teeter-totter to go to.
And it's not going to be balanced.
It's not going to be balanced, because if you want to achieve greatness, you're going to make the teeter-totter reach all the way to the ground or to the sky.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to push through with intention. The problem is that so many people just push through for the sake of pushing through without intention. So, you know, they start a program or they start whatever. They're like, okay, for me, it's about how fast I can go to the end of the teeter-totter, and then they crash and they stay there. It doesn't have to work that way. It's about you just moving forward and building threshold as you're moving forward. Because remember, it's all about who you become in the process. So being intentional is super, super important, because knowing you guys, literally, I've spoken to a bunch of you. Like, I mean, whether you're currently actively working with me, have worked with me, are listening to the show, doing the TKC. I've been speaking with a bunch of you guys. So many of you guys have this perfectionist mindset that you just have to give yourself permission to, like, stop. Just stop it. Stop trying to be perfect. Because if you have this perfectionist mindset, then you're always going to be this all or nothing person. Failures are bound to happen. So, like, you having this all or nothing mindset tells me that you don't know how to handle failure. And that is the most important part of any growth journey. Getting back up when you fall down. The most successful people in life are like, get me to my next failure as soon as I can so that I know how to execute better. When it comes to failure, there's two things. Don't be scared of it. Welcome it. Okay? But say, I want to fail as fast as possible. And when I fail, I want to make sure that I have a safety net and a support system to get me back up when I don't feel like it. Like, if you are scared of failure, then you lack commitment. Your biggest lessons in life are going to come from these failures. But it takes commitment and self-awareness to ask yourself, what is the lesson from this unfortunate event? Most people face a failure, they're like, I'd rather just, like open up the freezer and grab another tub of ice cream and just like soak my emotions.
I'm going to crumble some Oreo cookies on top of it.
Instead of feel it out, instead of reflecting on it, instead of, doing what you can in order to design a plan and execute from it. And that is the power of coaching, by the way, you guys.
You mentioned intentionality and perfectionism.
Mm-hmm.
And to be intentional, you have to be extremely clear on where you're going. When you lack clarity, you lack intentionality, you lack structure, you lack direction, because you have no idea the actions that you actually need to take in order to move in a forward trajectory. Now, perfectionism, it's a great thing to strive for making things perfect in certain elements. However, perfectionism is paralyzing. Hold on. Perfectionism paralyzes people because it's so easy, and I've been in this position, but it's so easy to think that, if I don't have all the pieces together, if I don't know this and that about every component of what I'm going after, then I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Creativity follows commitment. Some people are like, okay, your program sounds really great, and I have the money to do it. Let me think about it. I'm like, what other information do you need? What's going to change between right now and tomorrow while you're thinking about it? Like literally nothing, because you already have all the pieces you need to know. So I'll tell people sometimes, hey, dive in, jump in. Because when you commit, if you're doing the raw transformation, who cares what things you get? Look at all the people who have succeeded. Take that as confidence. Put your money where your mouth is and figure it out. That's how we do things. Yep. We invest our money into programs and people who have proven success from a lot of other people. And we say, well, shit, as long as we show up, we may not have all of the details. We may not know every single aspect of what's going to happen and what the path is to get to the place that I want. But when I commit and I show, money is a symbol of seriousness, is a symbol of commitment. Boom, here I am. Jumping at showing up. Showing up to the party is commitment. I don't know who's going to be there. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to score. If I showed up to the party, I'm committed. I'll figure it out once I get there. Get to the party and figure out what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, I don't know what I'm going to wear. I don't have the right pieces. I don't know who's going to be there. I don't know what kind of music's going to be playing. I don't know this and that. Like, just go. Don't try to have all the pieces together. Commit and figure it out.
I want to add to what you're saying.
Yeah, let's go.
There's a difference between being a perfectionist and striving for excellence. And that's what most people fail to realize. When you're a perfectionist, you end up not taking action because you're so wrapped up by this thing called failure, which is a terrible thing to do because you're never going to see progress. Now, when you strive for excellence, that means that you have high standards and you pay attention to detail. So that's a constant state of improvement. It's like every time we do a challenge within the first day, we're like, what could we have done better?
But we still did it.
Yeah. Whether we have like an entire like setup, fancy setup with like microphones and shit. I've heard so many people, I want to start a podcast. I need to plan.
I don't know what kind of microphone to get. Who cares?
I'm like, dude, we're still not using a microphone. We actually invested in one, but once we move, we're going to have a sweeter setup. But
we will have been doing this show by that time for like a year and a half.
Yeah. Just so you know too, for anybody who starts a podcast, if you don't already have an audience, I don't care how sweet your setup is, nobody will still listen to you.
Just start talking, and if you have valuable things to say, people will listen.
Yeah, like what June Ellen said when she started listening to the show a year ago. You guys, this is just like the reality of it. Just like, if you're like, I'm going to start my own business, day one, okay, I'm going to roll out this product. It's like,
people are going to just flock to me.
If you haven't shown people success, if people don't know who you are, I don't care what you have to offer. Nobody's going to buy from you. This is for all of the entrepreneurs or striving entrepreneurs out there. It's the truth, and we had to face it, and we had to like rise above it. And that's why so many like striving entrepreneurs like end up, Brandon Dawson said that how many businesses fail within the first 5 years? I think something like 95% of businesses. It's crazy. Yeah, and a lot happens in 5 years.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact numbers.
But you know, there is a difference between being a perfectionist and striving for excellence. Because when you strive for excellence, you have the humility to say, man, like, I know that I can do better. Or how can I make this better? But when you want everything to be so perfect, it's like, I'm not going to record this video where I have this awesome message to say until my room looks super duper clean and you can see all of my degrees behind it so I can show off whatever. Dude, like at this, like somebody who's striving for greatness would have already recorded 10 videos.
Craig Ballantyne says, take imperfect action.
Yeah,
because
anybody successful, him,
yeah,
like Grant, Shanda, everybody.
He's the one that I remember though, where it was like imperfect action, and you know what? Also, I don't remember who I heard say it first, but I've heard many people say it. Is the concept of like fail fast
and fail forward.
Fail fast, meaning just take the action you need to. If it doesn't work, good. Now you just learned one way to not do it. Albert Einstein, he's like, I didn't fail however many times. I learned this many ways to not do it. If you think of it, it's just changing the perspective. Are you failing or are you learning? And we've heard that concept too before. It's not new. And that's the failing forward. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail. It's not okay to not learn from them.
Because that's how you get better. So that's what I wanted to add with regards to that. And then going back to when people ask, what do I get? Normally, if your motive for committing to anything is based on what you get, then you're focusing on the wrong thing. You're focusing on thinking that it's what you're given.
Like the things, the bullet points. Like, oh, I get this template. And
what you're given that's going to change your life. That whether it's a 1,000 page booklet, that's not going to change your life. It's what you do with what you're given that will change your life. You guys should write that down. It's what you do with what you're given that will change your life.
Ooh, it's what you do with what you're given.
And chances are is that if someone has already proven success in the area that they're in to help you with whatever it is that you want to achieve, don't ask them, what do I get? Like they know what they need to give you in order to move forward.
It totally was Edison. I said Einstein. You know what? They're all equally as genius to me. You knew what I meant.
Imperfect action.
I just was reminded of something new right now.
Yeah. Amen,
yeah.
Aminal. It's not about the information, but about the application.
Yeah. Do you have any more?
Yes. That was my last. So, we were talking about the concept of just having an intention and moving towards it and just expecting failure and then getting back up. Now, in order for you, I feel like so many times people feel like, how many times, I bet you that it was you as well. How many times when you wanted to, let's say, lose weight or get fitter, like you waited for a certain time, because let's say November is a bad time. Why? Because Thanksgiving is coming up, Christmas is coming up, New Year's is coming up. So like, I can't do that because I can't be perfect. That's amateur hour. Okay? It's not about being perfect. It's about creating alignment. Because somebody, let's say if they're like, you know what, I want to start my journey in November. By the time that everybody starts, you're already going to be 60 days into it. So even if you had 5 shitty days, you're 55 days ahead. And that's what people don't understand, is that they keep on waiting for the perfect moment. It's like
when all the stars are aligned.
Right. But the stars are not going to align for you. You have to make decisions in life to align your life with whatever it is that you want to achieve. And that's how you achieve harmonization.
Yeah.
When you create alignment, not when you wait for alignment to come to you. And I feel like that's why most people, this is like anybody who wants to start the right path in January, you're still thinking average. Because people who want to start doing great things in January are waiting for the perfect moment. In January, there's less distractions in general, because average society is trying to take care of themselves. But 2 weeks from now, people will start making excuses. So the perfect moment won't be as perfect. But the reality is that it's up to you to make every day your perfect day, regardless of whether you're traveling, regardless of how many commitments you have. And that's what I'm saying. It's like you have to strive towards and build up a threshold, and not just, try to be at the end of the teeter-totter one day. It's about being at the end of the teeter-totter long term. And when you have accomplished that, then you're on the right path. Because the teeter-totter just keeps on getting longer. It reminds me of the movie that we were watching with the great beyond. It's like you only keep on going higher and higher.
The thing is, like, there is no perfect moment, because life is always going to happen. We always think, like, the reason it's not a perfect moment is because I have a lot going on. I have this event coming up. I have these things on my plate. I have this work project I have to do. I have kids, whatever. The school is starting, this, that. There's always going to be something else. Always. You have to learn, how do I accomplish what I want to accomplish in life's unexpected happenings.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're going to get taken out by it's like you're in the ocean and you get knocked out by a wave. Boom, you're doing backflips in the wave. And then it's like you didn't learn, so then the next wave comes and you're like, bah, boom, and you're doing backflips again. Should duck under that shit this time. Ooh, I got smarter this time. Phew. Right? Or jump above it if you're shallow enough in the water. Right? Life is the waves keep coming. You ever been to the West Coast, the Pacific Ocean? The waves don't stop. Just keep coming. You can't stop them. You just have to figure out, how do I navigate this? How do I maneuver through these? Because they're not going to stop coming. Mm-hmm. I have to adjust, because life won't. Mm-hmm. Woo! I got myself warm with that one.
Great job. I want to add to what Stacey K said, because she said something that was really powerful, and I want to add to that. So she said, gosh, every time I click on this thing more, right? Okay. I think a lot of people fail and get discouraged because they don't prioritize themselves. Everything else is a priority. And this is why I say,
huge.
It is up to you to create alignment. Let's say if you want to learn how to lose weight sustainably, and you've got, quite a bit of weight to lose. The reason why you're probably saying that, you keep on waiting for the perfect moment, is because you try to shift your entire life around something in one day. So you probably have this expectation that you need to work out 2 hours a day. You need to be in the kitchen all day, and you're like, I got kids, I got a job, I got, all these things to take care of. I don't have any time. No, it's about learning how to create time, because like Stacey said, learning to make yourself a priority with regards to, despite of everything else that's going on in your life, is a skill. And you don't start by, not spending any time on the day on you, on your self-development, on your body, on your thoughts, to spending 5 hours a day. Unless you're at some kind of retreat, then I would hope that that's the case. But it's like you have to build your way up. It's literally like climbing a staircase. It's like, do one thing, do it well for a certain period of time. Like, let life come at you so that you learn how to persevere through it with having a consistent lunch when you go to work every single day. Do this one thing really, really well. And then after that, maybe we can review, okay, what does adding a workout looks like? And that's why we say that this journey doesn't happen overnight. To learn how to take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that's time investment. That's energy investment. If you want to get reliable guidance, then that's a monetary investment too. The more resources you sacrifice, the better results you're going to get. And the sooner you will get the results. But there's a difference between getting your results sooner than achieving an initial goal fast. Because a lot of the progress that you're making is going to be invisible at first.
It's inside.
I was talking to some of you guys, and we're grateful because you guys have pretty good attitudes, honestly. But somebody that I was talking to yesterday, I think it was Veronica, she's like, I still at it with the challenge. I gained a pound, so I'm probably not gonna win it, but I'm still, chipping at it. Awesome, dude. Mm-hmm. However, when people want to lose weight, all they keep focusing on every single day is how much weight have I dropped? How much weight have I dropped? I'm like, no, you need to focus on the different things. That's why we give you guys a positive distraction and we're telling you score yourself. We didn't tell you weigh yourself. You weigh yourself at the beginning and at the end, and you guys take it upon yourself to weigh yourself every single day. Why? Because that's the habit that you've told yourself. But you don't know what you don't know.
You know how we say what you focus on expands?
Yeah.
If you're focused on your waistline, it's going to expand. Stop focusing on the result and focus on the action you're taking to get the result.
Yeah.
Bottom line of today, don't balance. Prioritize so you can harmonize.
Oof.
Do not balance. Prioritize so you can harmonize.
Yep. Be patient. Be diligent. Have high standards. Just because it's not happening today doesn't mean that you're not going to achieve it. People overestimate what they can do in a year, but underestimate what they can do in a decade. If you saw what my life looked like and how I lived and what my body looked like a decade ago, you would be like mind blown. And you wouldn't believe me. But I've been diligent every single day for almost a decade.
I want to share something special with you guys that we literally just started experimenting with today. There is a new app. If you haven't heard about it, we recommend that you download it. It's called, what is this called?
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. I totally forgot. It's that new to me. But we have it open right here. And I want you guys to witness that there's one person watching. Osbert, shout out to you, buddy. You've been here the whole time. There's a few people that popped in and out of here. But basically, you can listen in real time on this to any conversations that we choose to open in the rooms. It's called Clubhouse. Clubhouse. And follow us, Erin and Sarit. Erin, and sign, Sarit. or at Erin and Sarit, like Instagram. And I would say if you're on Clubhouse and you're watching this, go follow our YouTube, but I'm sure he already does. So anyways, you guys, it's awesome. You can literally just hop into other rooms that people are talking in. You can choose to follow different influential people. It's a brand new platform. So, if it's your cup of tea to listen live in there, maybe you're driving or something, check it out, follow us. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. If you're not already subscribed, I heard that life is more fun when you do. So hit that button as well as that little fancy bell so that you can get notified every time we drop a new episode of Espresso with Erin and Sarit.
Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about how to turn your relationships into powerful relationships, or how to make an already strong relationship to an even stronger relationship. Whatever relationship you have, the reality is that we can all improve, and we all have more room for growth, and that's the intention of these conversations. So we will see you tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. Between now and then, have a beautiful day. And for those of you guys doing the TKC, happy day 10.
Bye,
Bye, guys.